Hey everybody, welcome back to another movie review segment. I'm Lila Wilcoxon.
I'm Summer Hammond.
I'm Sarah Mankiewicz.
I'm Allison Sanchez.
I'm Carson Zorn.
Holden McMillan.
And I'm Tori Puglisi.
And today we're covering Multiverse of Madness. This movie review will contain massive spoilers, so if you haven't gotten the chance to see it yet, please click off now if you don't want to be spoiled. So let's just jump right in. To be clear, we just got back from the premiere. It is 2 in the morning when we are filming this. What did everybody think just off the top of our heads?
Wow.
Yeah?
Wow.
It was a lot.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot darker than a lot of Marvel movies, and I think a lot. If you go in like not knowing that, it's gonna hit you like a truck, and I think we can all agree it definitely hit us.
There were tears.
Yeah. But it definitely is like a very dark Marvel movie, but at the same time, it's really good.
There's a couple like jump scares in there that I was like, oh, okay. I wasn't expecting to jump in a Marvel movie, but okay.
Sam Raimi, the director, has mentioned that he really took like his classic dark, gruesome horror aspect into it, and I don't think that was missed at all in the movie. It was very dark. Probably one of the darkest Marvel movies I think we've seen.
Tears. I cried during this
Same.
movie. I don't know if anyone else did. Not so much because of the horror stuff, but because like when her kids saw her and were like scared of her and she truly realized like what she was doing kind of thing, I was like, my heart.
I think that was a good scene, and I think it played an important role in the movie. Like, not only for the obvious, but also I think it added like something, some structure, and
It was
some feel.
a
to
turning point. It was a major turning point.
Oh,
It
absolutely.
showed her having emotions.
Yeah. I'm about to say, after, murder, going on a very, 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 very long and massive murder spree the entire movie, it was kind of a turning point where we kind of actually saw, like, Wanda take a step back and realize what her actions, have caused.
You finally get to see Wanda be the Scarlet Witch. They go full in with the violence and horror, like you were saying. Sam Raimi did not hold back. Some of the kills she has were like, I thought I was watching an R-rated, like Deadpool level, like violence.
Yeah.
It was
movie for a second.
PG-13.
It used the full extent of its PG-13.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They wanted you to think that she was the villain, like, the whole time. Especially, I've never really seen any Marvel, so I'm sort of like, I'm like weird to comment on it. But
That's what I want to hear from you.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think of her?
no, I thought that, like, I really liked her whole storyline, and I felt like I didn't really need to know much about Wanda in general to kind of, like, follow along with what was happening, and, like they wanted us to hate her, but she really, like, you really couldn't, because she was just doing it for her kids, and her love for her kids, and
The amount of just boys just burned away at the beginning was brutal.
Yeah.
There's
That
a
took me
very
by
high.
surprise.
Yeah, this movie has a very high death toll. Like there is, whether they're named characters or not, like people die in this movie. It, like we were saying, it is very dark. They fully lean into that PG-13 and really push the limits of it. You know, they had hinted at the Illuminati in the trailers. They had hinted at Professor X, but then you get Captain Carter, you get a Captain Marvel variant, you get Black Bolt, and then you get John Krasinski as Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, which is something I've been waiting for like 5 years. That's like dream fan casting right there.
There you go.
And I was like, we finally got him, and then he's dead in 5 minutes. And that was the problem.
All of them are dead.
All of them are dead
all
within
of them
5
are
minutes.
dead within
And
5
that was
minutes.
my big complaint with the Illuminati is everything felt a little rushed to me. It was cool to see Wanda go on that killing spree and be the Scarlet Witch. It just kind of sucked that it had to be those characters.
Not that you could necessarily tell, but it felt like they had to cut it down to fit a time constraint, because I feel like they could have built it out a little more, even if you did end up having to have her kill those characters within the time frame of the movie. I will say some of those Illuminati versus Scarlet Witch fight scenes were some of my favorite in the movie. They were gruesome. I mean, oh my gosh, the Captain Carter one, I can do this all day, and then in the middle with the shit, no! I sobbed.
But like you said, the battle scenes between Wanda and the Illuminati were fantastic. I honestly wish they had spent more time with it.
It's like, wow, okay, didn't see that coming. And they made it like a more creative way kind of too about like how she went about it. Because she wasn't just like, oh, like let me throw this at you and you die. It's like, let me use you against yourself kind of thing.
Last, 30 minutes of the movie felt very rushed. And then, to have this whole arc for Wanda throughout the whole movie and then to end it with her potentially dying.
There were like a lot of like lessons and kind of cliches that they kind of threw in within the last like 10-15 minutes of the movie.
It was an abrupt ending.
It was an abrupt ending. It was kind of like one of those things where I was sitting there and I was kind of like, especially with the very last scene where we just see Steven walking on the streets and then fall to his knees, and then all of a sudden there's a third eye, and boom. It's kind of like, okay, well, you were already kind of trying to wrap something up here, and then you just introduced this within the last 20 seconds of the film. Like,
I expected it to be more like an end credit scene.
With the end credit scenes, I mean, I thought it was interesting how they pulled in a lot of comic information for that, which is very interesting, and I can appreciate that. Where they'll go with that, I mean, it said at the end, Doctor Strange will return, so I think if they do a third movie any time in the near future, she will 100% play a large role in that, so
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of a good little moment for that. I mean, I really liked it. I did think there were, like we touched on, a few small things that could be improved on, but overall, I'd say the movie, like, I loved it. I'm going to see it again tomorrow. So I don't know if I can establish a 1 through 10 just yet, since it's still pretty fresh, and I feel like I need to take a minute, process what happened, reflect.
Cry a little bit.
Cry a little bit. I really enjoyed it, and you know, I don't think those small things speak for the entirety of the movie by any means.
Same here. I agree. I definitely think cinematically it was beautiful. It was amazing. I don't want to say it's one of my favorites yet, just because, like you said, it is so fresh, but it's pretty up there.
I think it was great overall. There's just a few things that were kind of like missing. I would like to see the naughty, because like the whole entire theater was like cheering and everything, and then like gone, like within a few minutes kind of thing. And I was like, well, okay, that doesn't make them seem like as great as they were supposed to be, kind of thing. And then the abrupt ending kind of thing. But other than that, beautifully done.
From an outside perspective, I would give it, I guess, like an 8 out of 10. I thought it was pretty easy to follow, and it definitely kept my attention the whole time. I think there was definitely a lot going on at all times to kind of, you know, keep you there. So I liked it.
Would you watch more Marvel movie now?
I would watch more movies.
It's late.
It definitely didn't ever lose my attention. I just personally have a little bit more issue with it than you guys do. I did not hate it by any means. I did enjoy it and probably will be watching it again multiple times. But I really just, the pacing issues were really the biggest things for me, and then I just really just did not care for the third act whatsoever, personally. But everything leading up to that was great, so I'm probably gonna go just 7 out of 10, I think.
So this probably jumps my list into one of my probably top 5 Marvel movies now, just because I loved almost everything about it. The fight, one of our favorite scenes was probably the fight scene between two different Stranges, and then the whole Illuminati kind of just fan service after fan service there. I really enjoyed it, so.
It is high up there for like my favorite Marvel movies, but I would also say it is an important Marvel movie that I think a lot of people do need to see if they are to continue with Marvel movies and everything. So it's visually stunning, as you pointed out, but yeah, I can't do 1 through 10, but definitely it's high up there for me, and it's left its impact on the MCU.
Thanks so much for tuning into this movie review. Stay tuned for our Moon Knight series review coming out soon.